Like, can we have a moment of silence, please?
Who died?
Rubbish.
Moment of silence. Who died?
Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Sarah, and in today's video, we are going to be talking about the hit reality show, The Young, Famous, and African, and we're going to be dissecting all the characters, and I'm going to give my comments of what I think about this season 3. Before we get into it, I just want to give a little bit of a rundown of what Young, Famous, and African is. It is a reality TV series on Netflix. So if you want to watch it, go watch it because there's going to be a lot of spoilers in today's video. So if you haven't watched it, maybe click off, go watch it, and then come back when you're done. Okay, so honestly, the first thing I want to say before I even start the video is the wig department just needs to be fired. The hair department and on this show needs to be fired ASAP. Like, what is wrong with you guys? Like, I think there was a sabotage plan because y'all set them up for failure. All the women's laces, especially Annie, had their laces lifting all over. Whoever you are, the hairstylist, I think you need to be sued. I really hope she was doing it herself. Like, it's better for you to like sabotage yourself than to pay big money, to pay big grants because you know it was in South Africa for someone to mess up your hair like that. Because why? Because I saw a post about the beauty department and everyone in the comment section was just saying tag the hair department because they did them dirty. Or even Nadia's wig, the only person with a decent wig was Fantana. Make it make sense. And it wasn't even 100% of the time. Most of the time, her wigs looked crazy too. So it was just crazy. I need to start with the star of the season, the person that has been making headlines, the person that has been trending online, the one and only Annie Macaulay. So Annie has been getting a lot of backlash. She has been getting a lot of criticism for this season. Last season, which was season 2, Annie got a lot of sympathy because of the struggle she had to go through with her husband, who is Two-Face Idibia, aka Innocent Idibia. So if you don't know who Two-Face is, you need to go look him up because I'm not going to explain this to you, or you just don't care enough, and I honestly do not blame you. But if you know the song You Are My African Queen, the girl of my dreams, I know I botched it. That was a song that put him on the map. Like, that was one of his most iconic songs, so I think you might know him or not. I really don't care if you do. Netizens were criticizing Annie a lot, not just because of the attitude or the energy that she brought this season, but because she was shaking a lot. People were actually accusing her of multiple things, like using things that I do not condone. If you don't see it or you don't have proof, don't say anything because if not, you're going to catch a case or a lawsuit. So we're gonna leave that there. If you want to search it up, search it up on TikTok. I will not be talking about it on my channel because I am already broke. So like catching a case is crazy. She was shaking her head a lot. Like, I'm gonna be talking to you like this if I want to be talking to you like Annie. Like, you need to show us the voice note type of thing. It was crazy. But we were entertained, baby. Annie was not okay this season. I feel like her anger was directed at one person in particular, which was Nadia, and which was very misplaced. You have your priorities misplaced because her problem was with Swanky, and Swanky is Nadia's friend. Nadia is not Annie's friend. They like have a friend in common, which was Swanky. Swanky introduced Annie to the circle of people. So honestly, they don't owe you any loyalty. Annie showed a lot of victim complex this season. Like, she was always like, you offended me, you did this to me. And it was in last season. I know people like to bring drama from last season, maybe that they didn't see, and then they want to address it, but there's a way you address it. And if you see that people are not understanding what you're doing and you see that they're gonna gang up on you, I feel like it's best to actually know how to move in those situations, because you're gonna look like you are crazy because the gaslighting will be crazy. I'm not saying Annie was gaslighted. I know she was saying voice note a lot. I think she just meant the recorded call that Swanky was talking about. But then again, you are the person that apologized. So if you apologize, then there's no reason for you to bring it up again. Like, you can address this privately. Let's just find a new storyline. But all over the season, she was just talking about a voice note that people were just tired of hearing about. Just drop it. Since y'all have hashed things out, you did not need to make Swanky an enemy because everyone likes Swanky, and you're trying to make him look like the bad guy when you were the one that apologized. If you wanted to keep your steez online and in the eye of the public, you should have just addressed it and then moved on with a new storyline in this season. So people started the trend, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You know that Michael Jackson song? So it was crazy to see as this was happening after the show. Two-Face decided to drop a bomb on Annie as well. While she's being dragged left, right, and center, being dragged to hell, Two-Face decided to drop a story post saying, Annie and I, we've been separated for a while now, and we have currently filed for divorce. So I need to say props to whoever is on Two Faces management team or PR team really know what they were doing, because you know what? It's like being a dead horse, because honestly it's a very good thing to do, because last season he was getting dragged for what he did to his wife. So now that she's collecting a lot of heat, she's getting a lot of smoke. I felt like he was just like, since she's already down, let's just burn and be done with it, because now people are like, Annie is such a problem, so they wouldn't be able to sympathize as much as they did last season. So gets away scot-free because she already is in hot water, so this is going to be glazed over and not talked about, and he's going to keep his prestige. That's all I am perceiving. Allegedly, 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 allegedly. So after this story post, another story post was posted as well, and it said, well, that basically it just said that he was hacked. And then Two Face came with his full face, not like text again. He decided to say, read my lips, I was not hacked, and I was the one that posted that shit. Okay, I am gonna get divorced to Annie because we have been separated. He basically just said that, and he was like, okay. I am not laughing because she's getting divorced. I'm just laughing because how ridiculous this situation just looks. People are saying online that she tried to do damage control by saying that he was hacked, and he was like, no, no, you're not going to get me dragged again. I'm gonna kick you while you're down and tell everybody that I am not effing with you. Just keep in mind that Annie has known this guy since she was 15. He has done her a lot of dirt. He has had a lot of baby mamas while they were together. Their first child with Annie is his fifth child. So, you know what? Do with that what you will. I really don't care. Like, okay. Okay, moving on to the new cast members this season. So the first person I want to talk about is actually Kefilwe. So Kefilwe is a South African celebrity. I really don't know much about her, but I know that she's an influencer, I think, not a celebrity, a fashion influencer. And I did check out her page and it looked good. The first thing we saw about Kefilwe is actually Kefilwe coming into Zari and Shakib's wedding. And the way she came in, she was looking like a boss babe. She walked up and interrupted the whole wedding basically, because first of all, you came late. Second of all, you could have just gone behind, like walked around and got into your seat. But she decided to make a grand entrance at someone else's wedding. If that's right or that's wrong, I personally think that was a bad idea, because Zari is not an enemy you want to make, but to each their own. She tried to take a lot of attention at Zari's wedding. Honestly, I feel like Zari decided to make her a target when she did that at her wedding, because she didn't invite her. You are a guest plus one. In Hausa we call it gayan, so the host did not invite you. You just came by yourself, maybe to enjoy the food and drinks and dip. But you decided to make a huge entrance because that's crazy. But okay. Of course, Kefi is a very beautiful woman, but she's also matured. I feel like Kefi has some kind of a level of self-awareness to her. So when Diamond decided to, like, she was going to be his next victim, she was like, boy, bye. That is why she invited Fontana to the lunch, and Diamond did not like that. He was really shocked. This is what I actually loved about Kefi this season, that she decided to put Diamond in his place and take him unawares, because he thinks that he could get away with everything that he does. And honestly, he has been getting away with it. First season, it was Nadia Nakai. Second season, it was Fantana. And now the third season, he wanted it to be Kefi Way. He actually loves women fighting over him. And I feel like Zari also did not like that Diamond took an interest to Kefi, because every single season, Zari is always fighting with anybody that her ex-husband fancies. That's a pattern that I have noticed, but nobody is talking about this online. So like, I feel like there's a little bit of jealousy there, but I'm not too sure, because Zari also looks like someone that is very aware of herself, and whoever is on her arm as a man obviously follows her lead. Like, she knows who she is. Like, she is that woman. The Zari and Kefi fight that happened at the final episode, people were saying that it was distasteful for someone to throw drinks at you, but then again, Zari was not happy with Annie making a comment about Shakib's age. that's her marriage. Nobody wants someone else commenting on their personal life. And I felt like Zari did the same thing to Kefi. And that was why Kefi was angry. Because how can you say just because it's a customary marriage that you're not getting divorced? Like it's a fake marriage. I'm going to put the clip here.
Say it in a language that you understand. We know a fake marriage for content. Yeah, ne?
You know, the moment you see her smirking, you know she's won. She's a villain, and people love her for being a villain. That's why people like Zari on the show, because she can provoke you, and she said it. Like when someone tells you that, just believe them. Zari and Annie hashing out their problems was one of the most beautiful things I've seen on the show, because Anya seems very sincere. You know, while she was apologizing to Zari, I felt like she went home, she went back to Nigeria, and she spoke to her friends or family or someone, and people were pointing out how wrong it was for her to comment on Shakib. And I felt like it was one of the most genuine interactions this season that we have seen. So, which means sometimes she's self aware, sometimes she's not. I don't understand it, but there you go, that's being human. And also, she did post Annie with a caption of like Africa loves you, queen, or something. So, yeah, Zari is who she is, and she is one of the characters that I don't want to see leave the show. I don't think she will ever leave the show if it was to continue bringing out more seasons, and she doesn't get provoked easily, and that's why I like Zari as a personality on the show. $1 million question that I want to ask everybody is, does anybody really know who Swanky Jerry is? Because nobody knows who Swanky is, and he's always just bringing friends to the friend group. Why do I feel like this guy has connections with the producers, the executives that make the decision on the cast? Because if a cast member decides to dip, Swanky is already bringing in a replacement. Everybody that comes on the show as a new person is always introduced by Swanky as, oh, this is my friend. He's always going to be the best friend, or he's going to be the friend or the link between people in the group. Nobody knows who Swanky Jerry is. All we know is he's the guy with the very maximalist style of fashion, the platform and jacket guy when he goes, and then he comes out of his car looking majestic and all. And also the crossover that I didn't know I needed was actually seeing Swanky with Chanel Ayan, and also seeing Swanky with Farhana as well. Because it's crazy. I know all of them are in the fashion scene. Maybe that's where they met, because you know Swanky is a stylist and he's a fashion icon in Nigeria. So he is just like there just to serve us platforms, jackets, and fashion. We need to know more about Swanky. Next season, please let us know who Swanky is as a person, because he's the smartest in the group, because nobody knows shit about him. Okay, he's just the best friend. I'm gonna start talking about people that I actually left for last, because I feel like Fantana and Diamond are honestly, I didn't want to talk about them because they have taken all my brain cells away and obliterated them, because I really don't understand what Fantana is doing with Diamond. But okay, she's young, she's in her 20s, so it's kind of interesting to see the dynamic between like much older guy trying to play with a younger woman. Fantana was presenting as the girl that is trying to play Diamond. She knows that he's lying, she knows that he's playing with her, but she's trying to, like, you know, just play him back too. But I feel like Diamond is the one playing Fantana, and everyone feels the same way online. Netizens are saying it. She feels like she's in control, but he's really in control, and it's fascinating for him that she falls for his BS all the time. She was also entertaining the thought of her being his baby mama, while everyone else was scared for her. Maybe that bag is big. Fantana, my humble advice to you, girl, is to focus on your music. In Naked DJ can say in his confessionals that he doesn't know how many songs you have, and he doesn't even know any of your songs, then there's a problem. I've heard Zari's song, but I have not heard Fantana sing. So that's saying a lot. If I know that Zari dropped the song while she was younger, Fantana, you were literally almost the same age. Where is the song? Where is it? And Diamond is just there for the vibes, and he just likes every single new cast member on the show. Because Diamond is gonna be Diamond. He's a vibe. He is a vibe. Talk about Shakib next. Shakib is the man you are. Shakib. People are fawning over Shakib because of the way he defended Zari during the confrontation between Zari and Kefi, and he protect his wife, and people were like, "Oh, I love that." And I feel like that has to do with us as being human. Like it's psychologically built into us to want a protector as women. We want someone that will protect us and also make us feel safe. Because Zari didn't even flinch while Kefi decided to like pour a drink on her because she knew her man was by her side. That was an iconic move, Shakib. But also, she was lying to you about the baby thing. You really need to watch season 2. Diamond was not lying. Surprise, surprise. I'm surprised I said that, but Zari needs to come clean. Seeing their dynamic with Shakib, he's gonna understand regardless because that man is in love. Fontana saying the show is scripted and then being debunked by Zari was interesting because Zari did say nobody wants to be the bad guy and nobody wants to look like a fool. So why would the show be scripted? Who would want to have a stain on his image? And also, nobody wants to look stupid. Like nobody is willingly allowing anybody to make them look stupid on reality TV. Except if the bag is really, really good, which I really don't know. Is that why Fantana was falling? I don't know. Honestly, that is such. I was about to go down a rabbit hole. I just stopped myself. Crazy. And also, Diamond does a lot of things that a lot of men would love to do. It's just because they're not rich or famous. Okay? Think about that. Nadia Nakai, the woman you are. She was such a great personality this season. I loved the way she emptied the clip on Annie. Annie did have it coming. Nadia is hurt. Nadia is going through grief. She's also going through a loss. Just like you, Annie, it's just different. Like the situations are different, but y'all are going through different types of pain. She was the wrong person that Annie should have decided to insult and take out her frustration on. Nadia being a real one this season was entertaining to see because she was the only person that could see through Diamond's bullshit. No one was willing to tell Fontana to stop what she was doing. She was the one calling a spade a spade. She was calling out a lot of fakery. I loved it this season. She was not taking anybody's BS this season, and it was such a nice thing to see. Moving on to Louis and Inni. Louis, I felt like he is one of the most misunderstood people in this whole show. Like even in season 2, people just get angry with Louis because maybe the nuances are different where he's from. I understand that just because we live on the same continent doesn't mean that things we say are the same or the way we say them are the same. You get what I mean? Like South Africans would come to Nigeria and hear a lot of people saying like good evening, good afternoon, and feel like that's very respectful. But to us, that is the standard. As opposed to going there and people would just be hello, like hello, hi, is very different. Like you can't say hello, hi to a Nigerian auntie. Are you mad? Do you want a family meeting to be called on you? Like it's crazy. Us West Africans really take respect to another level, and that's okay because that's what we're used to and that's our vibe. And they don't take it as serious. So I feel like Louis was misunderstood by Ini, but also since she didn't want to talk about the surrogacy thing, he should have just left it and shut up because he kept bringing it up, even though she said she didn't want to talk about it again. She wants to have conversations about her being a director or her achievements, but people are talking about the surrogacy thing. And I felt like they did bring her onto the show because they wanted Louis to talk about his surrogacy thing. And also the part that he decided to interview a lot of girls, Shakib was actually his voice of reason. He is an amazing friend because he was just turning them down left and right and also making them think twice about what they're doing. He was such a good friend with the advice he gave both to Louis and the friends and the way he apologized to Ini as well. I feel like he's misunderstood a lot, and also just because he takes it, that's why people do that to him. He should be more reactive the way he was with Fantana because the girl was just acting weary. The moment he decided to show her craze as well, they decided to be level headed and she actually apologized to him, which was crazy. But yeah, if you take a lot of shit from people, everyone else is gonna pile shit on you because you're the easiest target for everyone. Swanky's anger to Louis was crazy because that is not your fight, it was Ini's fight. And then let's talk about Ini Edo. She loves to be respected. As I said, West Africans, we take respect to a whole nother level. You are a veteran in Nollywood. Like she is an iconic Nollywood actress, not going to lie. But let's be honest, honey, ma'am, I was about to say Miss Girl, but ma'am, the pillar of reality TV shows now, especially trash TV, is dragging and drama. So if you're not ready for those two and you want to be respected, I don't think you should go on a reality TV show. Maybe be a judge on a singing contest or a talent contest, but a reality TV show, there's nothing like respect. You're going to be disrespected because people want to see drama and a lot of people are not going to respect you. And let's be honest, it's called Young, Famous, and African for a reason. Everybody is big from where they are. Nadia is an iconic drag queen in South Africa. Everyone is a celebrity or a star in their own right. So I don't know why she keeps hammering on the fact that people disrespect her and this and that. If she really does not want that kind of energy, she shouldn't come back for season 3, because I feel like if they know that's what makes her tick, I'm very sure they're going to have problems with Zari because of that, because Zari is gonna poke you when she knows you're gonna react, babes. The way she was saying that Annie wouldn't talk to her like that if it was any other place. Girl, it's a reality show and people want to show that they are who they are. Everyone wants to claim that they're a star. So I feel like you saying that you are above someone is crazy. Period. Really, I'm leaving two people for last because they were just giving me a headache this season. Wicked and Kelly. These are the two people that I wanted to talk about last, but they're not gonna be last, but low-key last from this cast. So Naked and Kelly is always gonna be about commitment with these two, and I'm honestly tired of this. She has been collecting rings like Pokemon cards, like Infinity Stones. First it was a drama with the, I think, moving in, and now it's a drama with the, she got an infinity ring or something, and then now she's gotten an engagement ring, and Kanye had something to do with both. Like honestly, Naked should just tell this girl if he is willing to marry or not. And I didn't like it, left a very, very bad taste in my mouth for him to be saying, oh, she can go. If she doesn't want it, she can go. And then or just to turn around just because Kanye said it for him to go and do it. I feel like Kelly, if you wanna be on Naked's good side, should I keep saying okay, Quentin. We're gonna call him Quentin, not Naked DJ. YouTube. I meant Quentin. It's a name. He has commitment issues. He has had 2 divorces. Kanye did explain everything, so I'm not going to spoil that for you guys. Marriage is going to be heavily influenced by Kanye, and Kanye is a voice of reason for Quentin. She has to convince him for him to do something. They did say that they were like brother and sister, so I think that's why he listens to her before making big decisions. And I feel like she forced him to get engaged to her because it was seeming like that because he didn't want to give her a ring. He was good as them being together, living together. That is their relationship dynamic. That is confusing, and I'm honestly so over it. If that is what she wants, that is what she wants. The heart wants what it wants by Selena Gomez, babes, because even Zari and Ini, they were not in the place to tell her, but I feel like the faces they were making says it all. And then Kanye, in all her might, popping up like a Disney Channel cameo star is crazy. The way she just popped up at Nadia's house was crazy. I feel like Kanye was also like the most level-headed cast member we had on the show, so it was kind of sad not to see her like fully in season 3. Kanye is one of those stars that you want on the show because she kind of checks you, and it was nice to see that she has a soft spot for Annie, and I feel like she would have advised Annie on what to do and how to conduct herself, but it is what it is. It was interesting to just see her pop up once in a while, and also she had a confessional, which is crazy because she wasn't even part of the cast. Also, I want to ask this question: where the hell is Andile? Andile was the only person that could tie this group together. You cannot pass the mantle down to Quentin because Quentin is just vibing. He is not even okay in his relationship, and you are making him the peacemaker this season. Him making him the peacemaker this season was crazy. Andile was always the one that could get everyone together and also make them hash things out in a very civil and level-headed way. Everyone loved him. He actually knew what to say to every single person in that group. He was the grounded person in the group that made everyone, sane. And he was like their pillar in a way. Just bring Andile back on the show, please. We don't care if he has multiple baby mamas, honestly. Also, where is Bonang Wateba? Bonang was in season 2. She wasn't in season 3. And I felt like that was for the best because the view I had of Bonang changed when I watched her in season 2. I've always seen Bonang as this classy, whatever. We need to remember that these celebrities are people too with personalities, interesting personalities, and lives. So it was kind of interesting to see Bonang in that light. I feel like that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed. So like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials, Instagram, TikTok. Did you watch Young, Famous, and African? Let me know in the comment section. Or if you're going to watch it, let me know. Bye, guys.